In my own company, but more importantly, I am the vice president of my household. Right behind you know who, right? The guys in the room know what I'm talking about? Right? I know who's in charge and it's not me. So I do appreciate the opportunity to come and be your keynote speaker for this program today. We haven't met before, but by 9:30 we'll be like old friends. Go way back, at least an hour and a half. I have had the privilege of working with so many of you around the country. I run my own business, and part of how come this presentation today is too much technology making us stupid. I don't know if any of you here from time to time feel a little bit overwhelmed. Anybody here? Like too much to do and not enough time to do it? Like it's just hard keeping up with the next new device. We quite hadn't figured out how to use the old one. Then you got to go find one of your teenagers to explain to you how to use it, right? So about 3 or 4 years ago, I'm working and I go to open up my inbox, my email, and there's so much email stored in my inbox, unresolved, weeks old, that I just wanted to go back to bed. Anybody know what I'm talking about? It was like the impact of how and when did all this happen. I mean, I remember the days when you actually would talk to people on the phone, right? Life was a lot simpler. I mean, it's just overwhelming. So because I'm a trainer and because I work in education and lead these workshops, I mostly needed to work on myself first, kind of get myself sorted out, because I love what I do, but the process of doing it was killing me. Just feeling just no energy at the end of the day, not knowing which thing to work on first. So am I communicating? Are you having this experience? So therefore this program. So I just invite you to just take it all in, and the way that I lead keynotes is good information. I hope you feel that way, but we'll have a little bit of fun with it and see where that takes us. So this is about what the internet, technology, and electronic devices are doing to our brains, and what you can do to save your sanity and bring focus and energy back to your life. Is that good? So there's this book that I read recently called The Big Switch by a guy named Nicholas Carr, and he says, and this really kind of gets to it for me, he says, over the past few years I've had the uncomfortable sense that someone or something has been tinkering with my brain. He says, I'm not thinking the way I used to think. Immersing myself in a book used to be easy. Now my concentration starts to drift after 2 or 3 pages. I get fidgety, lose the thread, and begin looking for something else to do. So there's actually an impact of technology that's working on our brains. And sometimes we feel it, but it's actually changing the way we think. Have you ever noticed, if you're in the grocery store and you get in line behind somebody who's going to write a check, what that experience is like? You know what I mean? Like it's just hard to have patience anymore, right? So I'm hoping the technology works, right? So I had 3 objectives in this keynote today, and you don't have to remember any of this. I'll make sure that I send this PowerPoint to Chris so you can have it. There'll be some things in here some books that you'll want to read, and other notes that you'll want to have. You want to understand the physiological, psychological, and social impacts of technologies on our brain and our well-being. So there is an impact of technology. When you spend too much face time with your plasma screens, right, your BlackBerry, and everything else, that has an impact. How many of you can feel that already? Right? Really it is. You'll have some tools to take away from managing your addiction to technology. And make no mistake, you're addicted. You know how you start jonesing when you can't get the internet? You can't get web access, right? You check into a hotel. I notice people land the plane, the wheels touch down. The first thing that people do is have to, go online, right? Online, get online, get online, get online. For right now, let's get offline, okay? Take a break, all right? Being crazy busy, and the need for speed, And take away principles and practices for increasing your level of focus. So being able to pay attention to any one thing or person, to actually be able to be there and be present, like nobody's present anymore, like everybody's in some state of constant partial attention. Have you noticed? I mean, I had this experience, I said good morning to somebody and she said fine.